Alright friends, Zig coming in at the top of the interview today. I have Eliy Orcko. This interview was done a while ago, before quarantine, right when everything was starting to get shut down, and we did it at the Plymouth House. This was for his CD release show, and we were promoting a show that he was going to do at Negative Space, but because of the shutdown, that show is not happening. Eliy is putting out some new music, putting out an EP on Bandcamp on the 8th of May, and it'll be out on everything else on the 15th of May. This interview is mostly about his previous recording that he put out on Party With My Demons, and it was on site. So we were at the gig before the rest of the bands got there, and everyone was trying to figure out the whole quarantine thing and the shutdown thing, and so it's a little noisier of a recording. It's more clear compared to the phone conversations that you've heard so far. But with this one, there's a couple of bonus guests. I'll let them introduce themselves as you tune into the interview. I'm going to share one of his tunes off Party With My Demons. This is Californian Sun.
It's taking a part of me, I'm 20-something, still floating for something, fulfilling a prophecy. Filled with my father, I gotta get more, but wonder what's out of me. Obvious feeling, you playing in minimal, getting residuals, dodging the intervals. Fuck, look at my pinnacle, peak of the possibilities. Can't pay attention to every oddity inside of me. You come across once every day. Giving some thought, it's a different kind. Giving a damn isn't in my way. A part of you locked up in my mind. Give it time. Laughing in my dream. Plugging at my strings, it's so down. Laughing in my dream.
Alright, California Sun, Eliy Orcko. Eli's he's a go-getter, man. He's a super inspirational guy, and you're going to hear that throughout the interview. If you hear anything you like, if you can like, subscribe, comment, rate, review the podcast on any of the podcast platforms, be it Spotify, Apple, Podbean. It helps us put the podcast up front and helps the viewers, listeners, hear the artists and amplifies their signal even more. So it'd be greatly appreciated. Here we go, Eliy Orcko.
Good evening. My name is Eliy of the Orcos, and I'd just like to say, I'm coming live from quarantine Chicago, and we are in a state of emergencies. There are mummies that need fresh toilet paper.
Yep.
Roaming the streets, buck ass naked, and it is not a pretty sight. You ever seen a withered 3,000-year-old dick? It's crazy out here. We need help.
Sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus.
All right, we're doing the Zig At The Gig podcast at the gig. We're at the Plymouth House, and it hasn't been shut down yet. Eliy Orcko, this is the first time I've had a reoccurring guest.
Oh, shit.
Ever.
Dope.
Ever.
We're here breaking records.
Breaking records.
There we go. It's a good way to start my year.
Oh, yeah, man. All right, so where do you think this gig's going to go?
I'm excited for it. I've been on break for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm weird. I feel like I'm performing again for the first time. That's weird as fuck. But yeah, it's just definitely excited about it. I don't know, it's nice to be back at Plymouth House too. It's like one of my favorite places. Even like when I was just somebody like hanging around the DIY scene, I would come here. So it's like nice. Every time it's just nice to come back as an artist and do stuff.
Same crew that's been here?
Yeah.
Like living here, running it?
Yeah, I think Toby. Hey, didn't Toby
He used to live here.
Yeah.
He's in LA now.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're like us three that run it.
Yeah.
Still the same.
So I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Well, why don't you just say your names on the mic, because our listeners, we're
Josh and Tiffany here.
Josh and Tiffany, we're in the living room at Plymouth House.
Before the proprietors of this mess of an establishment.
And how long have you guys been doing this?
Like
You're in it now.
5 years.
5 years?
Or something, maybe 4.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Whose idea was it?
I guess.
If we're looking at the founders, which founder was it?
All of us. It started at our old house. We were just having parties, and then we were all in bands.
Yeah.
And then we started realizing there was like, you know,
That's good. I'm picking them up.
something to invest in. And then we moved here and it got more serious.
And Jacob and I used to do hot shows in college in Illinois, so then we all came
Yeah.
together. And
Good thing you're not now, because you'd be quarantined.
that would be true.
Yeah.
What was it? What was some of the groups? What groups are you guys in?
I'm in a band called Iron Bison.
Okay.
Hardcore band. We play around here all the time.
Sick.
We were kind of born in this basement.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I mean, we've been doing shows with you for like 3 years or something.
Yeah,
right?
Blank Slate, I think, is first place we were.
Yeah.
Didn't I get like thrown onto your gig randomly?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then-
Cross Paths, that's how this
3
stuff
years
works.
ago, you said?
Yeah, probably about 3 years, I think. We've
Damn.
been doing shows together. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's about every year around this time. We always,
Yeah, I'm like,
We were just talking
yo,
about that.
so like 6 months out. I'm gonna be doing shows.
I love that you're so ahead of time, because half the time these things are very...
Last minute.
Yeah.
What are you doing this week? Can we come by? We're in town. Fuck.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
I'm definitely like, I need to know what I'm doing next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the book. I mean, yeah, I'll hit you up about Negative Space.
yeah, no,
like,
a while ago.
Yeah,
I
hit
feel
both
it.
y'all up at the same. I was like, okay, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And then
Here we are.
yeah, but nah, yeah, Blank Slate definitely was played first place we met, and then but I came here beforehand before I even went met you at Blank Slate, and I was I think I was with Wrecking Crew back then.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
What a
Are
time.
they're still playing, right? I haven't seen them in a minute.
I cannot speak on their conditions.
It seems like it's been
they're
radio silence
like-
for a while, very good.
Yeah, it's
Quarantined.
Yeah, they're
quarantined.
they were they were the first to be quarantined. But no, they're I know Ralph is working on solo stuff. I don't know what Mondo's doing.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's what I know about Wrecking. Yeah,
That's the Wrecking update.
yeah, that's
Wrecking
that's
Crew
all I can
update.
that's all I can update on. That's all I
Damn,
can
well,
say about them.
Thanks for letting us be here
Oh, yeah.
and doing this.
It's cool.
DIY houses are important. You know what I mean? This is where a lot of stuff starts. So, and it's not easy to be like, yep, fuck it, you guys, I don't know who you are, but you can come here. Like,
Yeah. But we know it's a good platform to give people like access to like an audience like on tour and being able to pay them and shit. So
for sure. It's totally the step before the venue, this, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Especially if you're traveling through
Yeah.
town.
So as long as we got the resource, we're gonna open it up to people.
Sick, sick.
Yeah.
Plymouth House.
Definitely.
Do you play in any other? I don't know why I can't say Plymouth today.
I peeped that. I was like
Plymouth, 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 Plymouth,
Plymouth.
Plymouth, Plymouth,
Plymouth.
Plymouth,
Plymouth.
Plymouth,
Plymouth.
Plymouth. It's a
Plymouth.
really weird looking word.
Plymouth.
Plymouth,
Plymouth.
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 Yeah, great podcast material. We got it here. Go here. All right, before we get into, you talked about a video game last time we hung out.
Oh my fucking god. So yeah, I was creative director. Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Got any deets on that? Any updates?
Oh my god. Yeah, that was supposed to be for Only Human. And that, yeah, I mean, long story short, that got put aside for a while. I'm just curating for other companies and stuff right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I'm gonna have to.
Just waiting.
Yeah, it's.
That sounds like a when you mentioned that, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
that's-
You're making a video game? That's like the coolest merch a band could have.
Yeah, because
You know
it's
what I
on
mean?
your phone. It's an app, and I
It's-
click, yo, download this, and it was free.
Yeah.
Is
No one
it's,
makes a free game. Like, what the fuck? That's amazing.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. Yeah, because you could. It was like you could play the game. You could unlock tracks. It came from like
It was a great idea.
me and my cousins talking about. Man, we used to be able to unlock video game characters. We're talking like the Smash Bros and all that other stuff. Where you just had to actually just work for them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, what if I did that with tracks? Like, just play the game, and like each level you unlock a new song off the album. It's like 18 songs on the album.
So that's 18. That's a long game.
Yeah, well, like you would unlock like different songs, and there'd be like different difficulties, and there's a platform levels and then the puzzle levels and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the fucking puzzle levels. I helped design some of them, and it was still like, I was like, how the fuck do I do this? Like, I figured it out, but it was like, oh man, that's. But yeah, it was like that Eldritch. It was an Eldritch skateboarding hip hop game, and
It would have been fucking sick. Or it's going to be fucking sick. I can't say would have been.
5
It's
years
gonna
from
happen.
now, when I become like a writer, talking about the good old days of being in punk
We start-
videos and rapping,
doing the Henry Rollins bit, going around telling stories.
I remember
coronavirus. We had to show through that.
Had a podcast, a show. I had my golden grill beforehand. It was,
how was that?
It was I got it was my sound homie just helped me with my tour stuff. He had it for the first time, and it was an eye-opening experience for him. Talking to his bandmates. Jordan Lucia, I don't know if you know.
Oh, he's never had that before?
No, he never had it.
What?
He was blown away.
Yeah, he would be blown away. And then he'd be blown away with the bill, too, because that place is kind of...
No, I told him, I'll pay for it, blah, blah, blah. So,
boombox in the porch, boys and girls.
No, he helps me out a lot. It wasn't like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Especially, like, walking into that for the first time. I feel like it's just, like, I don't know. Like, you ever have friends that never had Chipotle? We usually end up paying for the meal first so they can try it. And then,
the sampler. Yeah. That's so cool that you hooked him up with that. Jordan's such a good guy, man.
Yeah.
And he's good at what he does, too.
Yeah. Because we were just hanging out today. Like, we only planned on, like, getting together to check out TriStar for the show in July. And,
are you going to set up a show at TriStar?
Yeah. That's
Oh, I've been trying to do that for a minute.
I just locked that in.
Oh, that's sick. Who do you know there?
I just called. I literally just called in.
Yeah. The one in Parma?
Yep.
Sick. Oh, dude, that's going to be so awesome.
All I did was call. I was like, yo, I want to do this, and I've got the meats.
I got the guy. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing that for the first time. It's been like my childhood dream to do like a skate park show. So. And
that would be the quintessential place to do it, because you can like, it can be shitty outside because it's all indoors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then,
but dude, that's awesome. When do you think that's gonna drop?
July 9th.
July 9th?
July 9th, me, Team and Aid, and I'm still figuring out I've got some people on standby. I'm waiting for the response. But,
gotcha. Maybe you might want to pick up the mic. I'm getting a lot of our friends in the back.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's July 9th. Look forward to that one.
So awesome. I've been trying to set up a skate show like that too. Like, I don't know anyone there, and like my buddy Corey used to work there, and he said like I think I don't know. We were gonna figure something out, but I'm glad you're doing that, because that's gonna be like open the door for stuff like that to happen.
Yeah, I hope that. Yeah, I was like this year I'm just like, I got tired of, like, no offense to somebody that runs a venue, I got tired of like doing just the traditional thing all the time.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Like, I don't run a venue. I just do the thing at an art gallery. Like, so I mean,
but yeah, and I mean those, like, and it's important. Like, we were just talking about, like, spaces like this. Like, it's important to have, like, the art galleries, the houses, the other stuff. But then it's like we also have to, as artists, we have to change up that experience for our audience and ourselves too. Because if we keep doing the same thing, it's just gonna feel monotonous. And yeah, I just want to see.
Oh snap!
I want to see more people get creative with their shows.
If I'm too loud, let me know.
Yeah, can you cut it? The radio's gonna like be in it. We won't be too long. I mean. I don't know if I'd get in trouble for putting a podcast out there with like America. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the rules about that. But that's because I was gonna say you made a post about July.
Yeah,
and
July.
So that answers that question, I think.
Well, that's one of the things. Yeah.
What else you got going on? Anything you want to share yet?
Festival in Pennsylvania. I was about to say Pittsburgh. It's outside of Pittsburgh. That it's basically my tour. It's just a bunch of shows
sick.
that
Where are you playing in Pittsburgh?
It's like this. Like, it's a festival. It's like a big property.
Oh,
it's
dude.
Like
Nice.
Excuse me. I played there with a work of fiction before, but it was like a smaller thing, and they were asking me to come back this year by myself and just do my own set. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Dude, that's awesome. Well, that's how it all starts. Going to small places like this, doing the first set, and meeting the homies from the other band, then playing with them when they come, or setting them up here. It's all this like building from basements and weird.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, especially in Cleveland, because like, I mean, me and Toby were just talking about this a moment ago. I was like, I hate being on bills full of rappers.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of rappers don't want to share things. Like, if you're like, oh, like, TriStar, like, oh, could you tell me who to reach out to for that? I'd be like, yeah, like, her name's Shelby.
Yeah.
Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know her, but, like, I've talked, that was who was like, yeah, we can do this, blah, 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 after I gave her my plan, and that was it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like hip hop people are so afraid to share information, and it's just like, for what? Like,
Yeah.
If somebody, there's plenty of people who are like, oh yeah, I saw you did this, so I reached out to them to do that, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, you should do that.
Yeah.
Because
So those sources are open for that. Most of those things happen because you reach out. Like you were just telling me, I just called them.
Yeah.
For the 99% of all this stuff, people are like, oh, that's so cool. You got on the TV doing that. You know what I mean?
all my friends are so into emailing and asking. I'll go right to your house, but yo, I want to do this thing.
What do you think? And people get so taken away with that too. They're like, whoa! You should send me an email. I'll get back to you when I don't have to. Like,
but then I'll be like, okay, but I have this plan. Yeah, and then like the one thing when you come up to somebody in person, be like, hey, I'm an artist. I have this plan to do a show, and before they even get to that, just be like, I could, and then you have to hit them with maybe that comes with me being in sales for so long too.
Yeah.
But like being like, oh yeah, no, I can set up all the sound equipment. I got a team. Like I have everything ready to make this a thing. We can do this as soon as possible.
as soon as you say we can, yeah.
Just don't give them the opportunity to say no and be like, yo,
Yeah.
boom. Like especially when you're doing stuff like that, like yo, I can make this a thing. Like give them the utmost confidence that you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Which does take a lot of work on your end. So it's not like you're just gonna be.
Yeah, it's
handed
not
this
just
thing, yeah.
but I mean, like if you want it, you gotta work for it.
For sure,
That's
for
all
sure.
it is.
And you've been like, even since we talked last, you were hustling then,
Yeah.
and you're still hustling now, man. Like you're gonna put out a mixtape of instrumentals. I saw.
Yeah, I got an album. I was just showing Jordan that too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it done?
Yeah, it's done. It's just
Okay, sick.
I'm having a rough time figuring out what the cover, because
Oh, okay.
you look at like all my covers and stuff. It's always like something going on.
They're always dope. Like.
Yeah, I think so, because like I get people that I appreciate in my like circle to do those things for me. I'll like draw out a concept, or I'll write out one, and I'm like, hey, let me make this thing. I'm like, yeah, and then make it into that. So this one with like no lyrics, like the instrumentals are like stuff that I've made over time that just didn't make it on the project, so I just didn't feel like writing to.
Gotcha. So like B-sides.
Kind of, I guess.
Almost.
Because like some of the stuff is just like some of my projects. You gotta think like I've also been working with like other producers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I produced some like the original Party with My Demons was self-produced, and then
So this one wasn't.
Yeah, this one was all Bigelow.
Okay.
And then I just wrote.
Bigelow and who was the other guy? Is it like Chill Tapes? Do you
Okay,
have something to do with
so yeah.
I'm trying to like.
Bigelow is me and Bigelow are the ones who made the project.
Yeah.
Chill Tapes and Balmic Lounge are the people who released it.
Okay.
So
okay.
Chill Tapes is my American distributor, and Balmic Lounge is my UK distributor.
Damn, dude. Yeah, you are hustling, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, that overseas tour this year is.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
October 27th is my first date in Manchester.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I said,
you doing it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Fuck
I said it was like, yo, I'm gonna go. I think I said in our last podcast I was gonna go on hiatus. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go on hiatus after I finish up some stuff for my first album. I didn't think I was gonna go in the middle of me touring for my first album.
Yeah.
But
did anything bring it on, just setting everything up?
Just like personal stuff with a girl and some other stuff, and then like friends dying and everything.
Fuck.
Just messed with my head for a minute, but then I just kind of like had to reboot. Got into a relationship for a little bit, and then when the normal me, which is me now, I guess, like started kicking back in. I was like, yo, we don't do this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was in a relationship for a little bit after that, and then I like canceled that out because I was like, I don't know, I had things together, but I'm just used to working all the time. I can't be comfortable.
I feel that. I definitely feel that, man. Now, so last time we hung out, I think the album was We All Float. Just came out, or was about to come out.
Only Human. That was my first album. We All Float came out already. Maybe.
I'm trying. I think Only Human was already out.
No,
because I remember listening to
Party with My Demons. We All Float. The original We All Float was out. We All Float 2 is in is being mixed right now.
Yeah. That was also what I was going to ask you about, because you mentioned that on our last. For some reason,
we were supposed to drop it in
talking about
2019, and then just things happened. And L is getting some stuff together. I was just making a game plan for this year. I just gave myself that time to, get material done. I was just telling Toby, I was like, yo, I'm like 8 projects deep already. Like, I was like, I'm not getting back in the studio. Like, that's like someone's like, I'll pay you for a feature. I'm like, all right, yeah. But no, I'm not getting back in the studio for a while now.
You're also working on some group stuff, right? Or trying to get some group stuff together.
Oh yeah.
I saw you posted a thing about that. Is that
live
one of
band
these
stuff?
Projects? Or
not that's finished, no. So I would get back in the studio for that, because that's a whole different thing. That's not just me sitting in a box and being like,
yo, beats,
these sound good. Yeah,
run, switch, really rap.
Yeah, it's like, all right, these are some words I'm about to spit for y'all real quick. All right, so no, it's a whole nother process. Anything that I'm gonna do this year, if I'm even like tracking, if I do get back in the studio, it's either for live band stuff or my third album.
Gotcha.
My third album's like in my head.
Yeah.
I'm like,
is this like a follow up, like conceptually, to Partying with Your Demons?
No. Partying was funny though, because like I was wondering if that made sense, because Partying with My Demons 1 was just an EP. Yeah. And Partying with My Demons 2 is it's an album. And like I kept my concept. I mean, my concept for it was like old like Misfits tapes. How they were like a minute long each song. I was gonna say the album was quick and it went by fast. Yeah. But everything like had a really like, what I noticed from the first track to the last, your beats got like, one was like, it was, I don't want to say straight, like a straightforward beat, but it came out to be a very clean sample or a beat behind you, and then slowly got like more wonkier, and like I'm like, is that the Partying with the Demon like happening, and is that the concept of just the whole concept like sonically for it was like the progression, because like Party with My Demons 1 was like, and it shows in the artwork. That's another thing, like everything's supposed to go together conceptually. So like the first one was like me like having this like nervous breakdown from like stepping away from all this stuff while everything else in the world is like wearing down on me, and that's why like it's like the little cartoon version of me, like and then there's a year gap between the projects. So it was like 2019 I was like, I'm used to this. And then roll around, me and Big Lo were talking and stuff, and I'm like, yo, you care if I use your beats or stuff, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, go, I always listen to your stuff, love it, it'll be great. I was like, for sure. So I was like, yo, I know exactly how I'm gonna go about this. And then the second one's supposed to be like, yo, I've been here, like, I know. It's like, all right, like, Party with My Demons 2 is just me owning shit, and just like my experiences and that stuff with like, but just a rushed version of it, and then it's just like breaking it down. It has this like intro from, in my head, it's like a old school cinematic movie feel in the beginning. Then the second one is like home court for, it's just like regular like boom bap hip hop. It's 2 minutes long. It's got the regular I don't know, it's kind of like a regular flow, and then I think regular shows after that. I was about that beat was sick. And then people would message me about Nailing the Effing Coffin, and what's been the it's just their favorite track. Like, I don't know, everybody just telling me like Nailing the Effing Coffin is their favorite track.
It is fucking dope track. I had that written on here to ask you about too. I took notes. I had notes this time, dog. Like, I didn't have notes last time.
Talking about me like fighting niggas and stuff.
Well, that's what I mean. I didn't need notes when you're telling stories like that. That was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the artwork is a coffin, and it says "Believe in."
Yeah. About my logo.
Yeah. Is that is that coming from the song, or is the song inspired from that?
That's my logo now. Yeah, I think I've changed my logo. Actually, I don't think I've had such a prevalent logo until now.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and my homie Chop.
Which you knew. Actually, I had something
you
about
looked through the
Stay
bio?
Ugly.
You looked through the bio on the website.
I saw that and I'm like, you didn't mention Chop at all.
Yeah.
Like when we hung out last time. So I'm like,
Yeah, it was because it was such a brief experience. But we didn't.
must have been impactful if like you put him in the bio and like.
Yeah, it's like Chop's the homie. Like, nah, Chop is the homie. He was still in some. I think we talked about this in the last interview. Where I was like, I used to sell merch for like hardcore bands and stuff.
Okay. I don't remember that. I don't think so.
Okay, so I used to sell merch for hardcore bands. Before I even was like rapping and stuff, I was in bands, but they didn't like in Florida. They did well, but like when it came to touring and stuff, I would just hop on. And, I'll sell merch.
You were playing bass or something, right?
I was playing bass.
Yeah,
bass,
we talked about that.
vocals
Okay.
and stuff, and then I just hopped on other bands as bills and just sold merch. So I ended up going up to New York back in the day, and he was trying to steal merch out the back of the car. And I was like, hey, what you doing? And then
Hold on. I got feedback. I think we're good. So okay, so he was trying to swipe merch.
Yeah.
Why would you steal band? Why would you steal like a band?
So like back in the day, like we weren't like back in the day we weren't so like socially conscious about shit. It was just like
well, not even that, but who's gonna buy like some local band? Like who's gonna buy?
no, he was just trying to steal it for himself.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah. He wasn't trying to steal like all the merch. He was just trying. He was looking like. So I called him because he was looking for sizes and stuff. He was like, yeah.
But anyway, so you guys met as he was trying to swipe stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, we just we ended up chopping it up for a bit, and then
Chopping it up with chop.
chopping it up with
chop.
And we talked, and it was before like Instagram and shit. I think it was like MySpace days maybe, or early Facebook MySpace.
Yeah,
I know I had a MySpace at that point in time. And yeah, we ended up. It was weird because we like linked up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Just randomly, I'm like, yo, I remember you from like years ago. Oh, he's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. And then he's like, oh, you rap now? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, that's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I'll make beats, and we were talking about doing like a project together, but we're focused on clothing and stuff.
Okay, so is that where all these like logos and stuff are like? Is he doing a lot of like the art for that?
Yeah, so like I'll like be like, oh yeah, we should do this and blah blah blah. Basically, it's like Chop is the lead designer.
Okay.
I'm the
creative
marketing
instructor.
type. Yeah, I'm the business side of things. When we talk about stuff, I'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this. He's like, cool, I'm gonna do all the fun stuff. You can do all that. And then yeah, but I'm fine with I like making a plan. I mean, yeah, it's obvious. I'm always into making the plan for stuff.
I think that it says a lot to like do that one planet. Come out. I keep getting like weird feedback. To keep the planet, the concept, it make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, so that's weird that you end up going into this weird way of selling the merch he was swiping. Like, you know what I mean? Selling shirts.
Making my merch. Yeah.
So, what's that? Let's bring it back to Nail in the Coffin.
Yeah.
Now, that logo comes from that, or that logo inspired that?
Nah.
Or is that a completely different thing? Because like,
yeah, it's believe yourself. Like, if you listen to like Pieces and just I kind of reference it like throughout all my tracks. I usually try to, and like even at my shows, like I tell people like, to make sure you're having a fucking good time. Don't give a fuck about people. Do you have fun? And like try to make the people you do care about have a good time. But focus more on your own progression and like be yourself. Believe in the things that you want to do. Make your will a reality in this world, because it's only gonna be one you, like in existence. I have this like little thing I keep in my merch now, and it like kind of has my mission statement on it. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's pretty simple. It's believe yourself. It's and then the coffin around it, just death. I mean, me being in this hiatus, like one of the things that like stuck me like in my head was like dealing with more death. I think we talked about this in the last one too, where it was like a lot of my friends are like dead now.
Yeah.
And it's just like dealing with more people dying. It's just like, you know, something I've dealt with throughout life is just people not believing in me and just, you know, whatever. And like now I've got people like telling me like, oh yeah, wow, you actually you're doing things. I'm like, yeah, like I know I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not like up there, but like I'm actively working towards something, and it's becoming to be like more clear in other people's eyes.
Yeah.
And that comes from me taking the time to believe myself, and I feel like that's a message that people need to actually have in their life.
100%. Like, as a teacher and as like, I see kids just and people just take this thing and like, everything, since social media puts everything out, everyone's automatically judged, and that self-belief is only like a number tally, and if that number tally isn't respectful, neither is the respect for oneself, it seems like.
Right.
So having that actually found belief within oneself is such an important thing, especially today and like forever. That's something, because like you've believed in yourself the whole way, give or take some hiccups, but the fact that you're persevering, and the perseverance equals success, that has always been in my mind. Like, if you just keep at it, eventually you're gonna hit one point where someone's gonna be like, oh, look at that point. You know what I mean? Like, if it's on a graph, that's my
weird. I mean, on top of that, like, whatever you think, like, I'm big into planning, obviously, but like, those 2 years after I turned 18, I was just shown, like, I mean, right out the gate after the stuff with my ex, like, it was just like, yo, like, things aren't going to go as planned. Like, and even if they do, they can always mess up. You can do everything in your power to make sure it's right, but at the end of the day, it still could go wrong. Yeah. And you have to break down the reality between right and wrong, and then just look at it for as it is, and say like, okay, I'm here. I'm always going to be here. I need to keep going and make sure I'm having my own version of like happiness and being cool with like the way I want to do things. Because like no one else, like I said, no one else is gonna. There's not gonna be another you in this existence unless you like believe in that like quantum loop thing.
Yeah.
But
which, who knows? Yeah. Either way, that might be the you that chose to eat, peanut
M&Ms. It could be slightly off.
Like,
just the frequency could be a little bit off. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, you have to take that time. You owe it to yourself to do everything that you want to do. And even if you don't reach, you don't win per se, it's like,
what is that?
Yeah, like, it doesn't fucking matter.
That's determined on you.
Yeah, like, if you can be like, oh, I tried this. Like, there's people from like my hometown, they'd be like, oh yeah, I've never been on tour, blah, blah, blah. Or there's kids in California that I used to hang out with, that will be surprised that I've performed and stuff. And like, there's people in Florida that I grew up with, they're like, man, I want to go to California so bad. Yeah. And I've done both those things, and I'm still sitting with y'all. Like, it's just a matter of, and like, I'm perfectly fine. Like, it's like a matter of experience. Like, you just have to live life for those experiences and enjoy them while you have them.
For sure.
Because nothing
it's more about it's almost less about the goal success per se as it is doing it. Yeah. Like, my band played out in New York last Sunday. We played there Sunday at a place called Arlene's Grocery.
Did you post like a picture of you doing that or something?
I posted some clips from it or something.
I was gonna say, I think I saw some stuff for that recently.
Yeah, it was Sunday. Like, it was dumb. We drove there, played the gig, drove back that night. Left 9, got there at 5, left 10, got back at 5. Stupid. Like,
this is New York.
Great. It was a great gig. And like, but anyway, I met a guy there, and he was saying like, you gotta love doing the bit. And like, or he posted something where he's like, you gotta love doing the hustle. I'm like, fuck, he's right. That's why I'm doing this right now, to go play what I thought could have been a gig to nobody. And part of that is just going out there and doing it and being involved and in all encompassing in the experience of going out there and trying things. And like, success for me at that point didn't equal a payout of the show or like a big crowd to play to, but it paid like. So success for me in that moment was driving to the gig, hanging out with my friends, playing the show, getting some weird pizza, driving back, and then being like, fuck, we met that one guy, he was cool, he almost bought a CD, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just loving the doing it.
That experience, yeah, and just, yeah, it's all the experience, like, you were here, like, just enjoy it. Have that experience.
Going into it like that, like, that wasn't the reality of the gig. The gig was, we drove out there terrified, got some rad pizza, played to, like, almost 30 people, sold a bunch of shit, and came back and like, holy fuck, that was great, we gotta do it again.
Yeah.
And didn't get paid by the venue. So one part of that was true. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing, like, if you go into it excited just to be doing it, you're never going to be bummed out. And if you can do that with whatever you're doing in life, I think that more and more people are going to inspire more people to do other things. So I think that's a beautiful logo, one, a beautiful motto, and a beautiful statement. Like, if there's anything to take away from this interview we're doing, it's that. Like, I can drop the mic now, but I would have to buy a new one. Like, or you couldn't. But then I'd still have to get another one. Yeah. Because he sucked.
There's yeah, I just think, yeah, and a lot of people just need to, I don't know, like, and it was crazy. It hit me at the last show before I went on, like, my hiatus for sure.
Which was what?
Akron at Musica.
Okay. Who are you with?
Oh, my friends from Chicago.
We're quarantined.
We're touring through, yeah. Touring through. And,
Torrentine. Can never get off tour.
Yeah, we're always on tour.
Always on tour. For now and forever.
We're going to be playing at the same venue.
You're on tour-tine.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
But, free snacks. I hope I'm saying his name right. Malky.
Dude, that's the story of my life. Hope I'm saying the name right.
I always say, every time I say it, I'm like, Malky, blah, blah, blah. Malky. I'm pretty sure it's Malky.
Okay. Malky.
Yeah.
Coming at you.
But
Akron shows.
They were on tour because their wife was playing now, like the whole collective. They had a collective label they have out in Chicago. And they were touring, and I was supposed to book them a show in Cleveland. I think I hit you up about this too. This is a while back.
Okay. If it was like a weird date.
It was probably just a weird date. And we're like, oh yeah, we're doing it third or second.
Yeah, because it has a venue, but it's not really a venue. You know what I mean?
And I was like, yeah, they're coming through on this date, and then I was like, okay, I can't do Cleveland. Y'all want to do Akron because there's a venue I want to book at when I start doing shows again, and I've been talking to the owner and all this stuff, but I haven't really solidified it. But I'm pretty sure if I ask her, like, hey, 2 months down the line, can I book a show for blah blah blah, she'll be cool with it. And they're like, yeah. So booked that. It was great. Worked with Daydream Mossy on that too. And that was the bill. Flaco Torres did our song. Me and him did a song that we're gonna release this year called Bad Habits. And yeah, that was a good show. It was a good way to end off my hiatus. Aside of 5 Minute Fest, I think. Yeah, but that was like 2 songs, and I was done.
Oh shit! I'm getting a call from. Is today the third Friday? Am I missing that? I'm seriously. If I'm missing,
show?
I wouldn't miss it. I might miss it. No, it's definitely March 20th.
Yeah.
Gotti's calling me, and like I was like freaking out for a second. Yeah, that's next week. Sick. But, dude, I've been losing it, man. Like, doing so much stuff. Like,
yeah, you got notes. I live through a notebook, so I get you. It's like all my stuff is just like do. Cool, all right, and then I'll be like,
wait, what was I doing?
What am I doing today? And
the fuck? Yeah. What was that? I had one other thing. You did you were a feature on autopsy of a degenerate.
Yeah.
So that was I read it in my mind, I'm like, degenerate. I'm gonna say it right when I ask him, and then right now I fucked it up. But what was that all about? Because that was 2019 as well.
Yeah, that's my little homie Gao. He lives in Asia. Man, I don't know. I forgot. I think he hit me up originally. I don't know. It's my job as like an MC to like help out the next generation.
Yeah.
He's still young, but he's got like he's a dope producer. All that stuff is self-produced, mixed. All that shit.
It sounded really good.
Yeah, it
was tight.
I talk to him every month for sure.
How did you even meet him?
I think he hit me up on Instagram. It might have been SoundCloud.
Plain Skate?
This is oh, that's me and L.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the internet.
Right.
The internet and hip hop are synonymous.
Do you think that's part of going back to why like everyone's kind of like so like I got this thing, I won't tell someone how to get it, because the internet, like you create this image by getting these opportunities, and by sharing them everyone gets those opportunities? Do you think it's this kind of face that
I mean, you know, like you're a musician, like you know,
Yeah.
everything is out there for you to succeed. You just have
Yeah.
to go. You have to go that extra mile to actually get it.
for sure?
Everybody's just insecure. I mean, I get it. It's your dream.
Yeah.
So like, if everybody can obtain success easily,
They
then
would.
it's not enough for
Yeah.
you. Like it's like that. Like, oh yeah, it's like if it's a cake right there, and it's like if I get a piece and you get a piece, and such as like, wait, there's not eating cake left. Like, nah, bro. Like your vision of success versus my vision of success are two different things.
Yeah.
And we can use the same platforms all the time. Doesn't mean we're always going to be doing the same thing. And if we are, that's cool. Because at the end of the day, I can't. So like, the audience, because
Yeah.
I have this thing, because me and Casey get into this.
Yeah.
Where Casey's
From,
like, it has to, from Tender Slap.
Yep.
And Casey's like, oh yeah, like these things have to be this way. And I'm like, yo, bro, like we're artists. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like we create the experience, we create music, we create all this stuff. The people who go to spectate, they have no expectation except to be entertained.
Yeah.
As long as you're entertaining them, they don't care about how technically good that stuff is. Like he was like, oh yeah, you should study music theory. I was showing him like a beat I did.
Yeah.
I had a demo for a song I'm about to do tonight actually. And he's like, yeah, you should study music theory. I think that'll help you out a lot. I was like, this is a good song regardless, but
Yeah.
I feel you. And I was like, and like,
Yeah, no hard feelings stories. Casey's awesome and Tender Slap's great, but I get what you're saying. Like even you can go on a mic and just scream and bash the mic in, and that can make someone's you're by knowing how it works isn't defining their experience. They define their experience. You're up there doing the thing, and however they define that experience is up to them.
Casey gets fulfillment out of executing the technical aspect.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. If you listen to
and I mean,
Tender Slap,
yeah, I mean it's dope, but it's like, and that's where like that's why you don't see us always together on
Bills.
on shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And not because we don't get along or anything. Me and him were like we chill all the time.
Yeah.
It's like getting me in the studio with Tender Slap. I think we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh yeah, Eli said he'd do it for free, but you have to deal with his bullshit. So we were like, we're just gonna pay him and get him in the studio. And it's like you get day to day me or you get business me. Business me is like, yo, got the verse, boom, I'm in there. Day to day me, I'm like, so what if I just like down this bottle of moonshine real quick, and then I'm probably no offense to Rick James, but like when it comes to like being in studio for people and stuff, I'm probably Rick James. It was like Eli, you're supposed to be in the studio 3 weeks ago. You're supposed to be. It's like, nigga, that was yesterday. I was there. Where y'all at? Like, I'm here right now, bro. Like, and it's amazing that I still get projects finished. But,
well, when the work's good, the work's good. Bring it around, man. The new album is awesome. I've listened to it quite a few times, and it's really cool how it's almost like how you're saying. I didn't put the Misfits thing with it, but it is like a punk album where it's like minute song. Not quite a minute, but short song. You can blast through that record really quick, multiple times. Like, I remember when it first dropped, I probably listened to it like 4 times on one drive.
And I think about, because like, I don't know, like, like I come from like a skateboarding background and stuff, and like all my like OGs and skateboarding and stuff are like old school punks.
Yeah.
So like they'd be like, oh yeah, I remember listening to blah 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 blah. I just grew up with that always in my ear.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, man, what if I did that with hip hop? Because like fucking hip hop songs are fucking ballads, like.
Yeah, they're 4 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes.
And yeah, get that. I still nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But also like as a creator and somebody who's like mildly innovative, like I still want to steal from other things because great artists steal.
Yeah.
People steal.
I'll steal some stuff.
Let's go steal.
Hey, I think they left some candy here.
They did.
But also, I think there's a thing of having like you can extend and say what you need to say and branch it out and have like a whole paragraph, but really most people take away a quote.
Yeah. Just
So
make quotes.
yeah, more people are gonna throw around quotes than the whole like article.
I don't hate, but it throws me off when people like quote my lyrics. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, you're rapping something. They're like, it's yours. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah. And then like 3 weeks later, I'll be like, oh, that's the song. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. All right, man. Well, April 17th, Negative Space. Who do we have on the bill still?
Flacco Torres. As long as nobody's quarantined.
Torteened.
Oh yeah, 'cause me and Flacco Torres will be getting back from Chicago then. Damn, that week is crazy. So yeah.
Where's it starting? Where's it ending? If you're getting back from Chicago to go here, I'm guessing you're gonna end here.
You're in here.
Where are you starting?
Well, I just have a campaign in Chicago. I'm doing like some interviews and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool. I've been trying to get out. I was gonna go to Chicago next week and just start branching, trying to find some DIY spots and mic nights because I don't get any good like.
Okay, so like
band
I'm
hookups out
playing
that way. The elbow room, the trying to think Chicago stuff. The deep dish.
Hideout.
Oh, the hideout.
Playing at the Hideout. I'm not even sure if it's DIY or not. They're pretty like
Professional.
yeah.
They're like
pretty,
blank slate.
Yeah, like I have a hard time calling Blank Slate a DIY venue. I mean, it definitely is, but it's like
It's like a DIY crowd, but like we were talking about this last time. It's the nicest of DIY.
yeah.
It's,
I haven't been to the Hideout, but I've heard nothing but great things. Like all my friends play there. But I'm playing there. Elbow Room, Nude Beach. Rudy runs it. Rudy's a part of the collective.
I thought the Elbow Room was closing. Was it not?
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't played there yet. I think.
Okay. Cool, man. That's awesome.
Play a lot of house shows in Chicago though.
Yeah.
That's
It's supposed to have a good scene, but kind of a tough one to get into.
Is it?
That's what my one buddy was telling me.
I just asked.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've attempted to reach out, but then like just with stuff that's come up, I haven't had the time to follow through. So now I'm trying to.
Did you hit the DIY tour posting thing?
I did. Some people are really weird when you ask about stuff, and then sometimes they're like the most generous people in the world.
Try.
Yeah, and they're like, or it's
Follow
nothing.
all these links.
Yeah, or it's nothing. It's way too much, or they're like, can't put that on here. That's self promotion. And you're like, wait, what? like,
I haven't posted on there in a long time. I usually just follow stuff. I also look at the Chicago DIY scene.
Yeah,
thing,
I follow
the
that one
that's in
too.
Chicago, yeah, and they usually have a good source for just DIY venues and houses and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, definitely working on. I'm spending like.
I should have put that there from the rip. I didn't even realize there's a table there.
Yeah, I'm spending 4 days in Chicago for that,
Yeah.
and then after that I'll be good.
Was
So
it? Well, it sounds like it's stuff we're getting here picked up here, my friend.
yeah.
Was it?
But yeah,
Gig predictions. Tonight's gonna be fire.
Flacco
17th
Torres,
April.
Flacco Torres. Oh, I cannot pronounce her name. CK. Oh man, I'm trash for this one.
It's gonna be at Negative Space.
It's gonna be a Negative
April
Space.
17th.
All the homies gonna be there. Malik X is gonna be there. I cannot remember her name.
We got this.
I know, like I have her name. I just don't. I've never pronounced it till now.
Yeah.
I've never had it because it's all.
You read so much stuff and you don't say it. That's how so many of these podcasts go for me. Like I'm like, I need that.
I'm so familiar with this, and then it's like.
But when I have to actually say it, like I'll tag you in everything, and I'll spell it right.
Yeah, but it's the moment you gotta say it. It's right.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for taking time before you get
Thank you
into
for
this.
coming out, yo.
And we'll see you on the 17th.
Yep.